All right, listen up. Let me be perfectly clear. That's right, you heard me. You think you need to know what every single word means, you're wrong. What you need isn't meaning, it's the ability to see the structure of the sentence. I know what you're saying. It's impossible. The vocabulary is just too difficult. That's an excuse. You are wrong because you are not looking at the structure. So we're going to fix that right now. This is your new tactical doctrine. These are the absolute, non-negotiable rules. You follow them, and you will win. It's that simple. The mission starts now. Rule number 1. Before you do anything else, you identify and lock down the end of the sentence. The entire grammatical structure of a Japanese sentence hinges on that final piece. These are your high-value targets. Verbs. This or must. Da or dearu. The question particle ka. Find them first. Once you fix that ending, the number of possible combinations just collapses. It's your first move, and it's always the most decisive one. Next up, Rule 2. The particle o is not just some piece of grammar. It's a signal. It broadcasts a very specific, very predictable structure. When you see it, you don't think, you react. And here's the drill. It's incredibly simple. You locate o, you find the noun that comes right before it, you find the transitive verb that has to come after it, and then you lock that noun-o verb unit together. It's now one solid, unbreakable piece of the puzzle. You do not separate it, ever. Now, are there some strange exceptions with verbs of movement? Yes, but for the purpose of solving a sentence scramble, do they matter? No. The physical structure of noun plus o plus verb stays the same. Don't get bogged down in the details of meaning. Do not be intimidated. The pattern holds. Okay, on to Rule 3. Think of the particle no as cement. Its one and only job is to bind a noun to another noun, creating a single unit. You will treat this unit as one piece. This illustrates the point perfectly. Nihon no bunka. Watashi no tomodachi. These are not two separate words anymore. They're fused. The moment you identify a noun, no, noun structure, you lock it in. It moves as one block. Rule 4. A verb in its plain form is a massive clue. It's a signpost that tells you a noun is probably coming right after it. Creating a descriptive clause like katta hon, the book that I bought, or gokaku shita gakusei, the student who passed. So if you find a plain form verb, you immediately scan for a noun it can modify. Now, this is a fundamental law. Particles stand alone. You will never ever see combinations like ga wo or nide. If your arrangement creates a stacked particle like that, it represents a total structural collapse. It is wrong. Erase it and start over. And of all the impossible combinations, ga ha is the cardinal sin. You cannot attach both ga and ha to the same word. If you do this, your answer is instantly disqualified. There are no exceptions to this rule. Rule 6. Adjectives, they are not just sprinkled randomly throughout a sentence. They obey a strict set of positioning rules. There are only 3 places they can logically exist. Master these 3, and you will never misplace an adjective again. Look at this grid. This is your entire playbook. Position 1, before a noun. Position 2, at the end of a sentence. And position 3, before a verb, where it acts like an adverb. And pay attention to the form change. An I adjective changes to end in k. A na adjective takes ni. Those endings are your signals. If you see a word ending in k or ni, it's almost certainly positioned right before a verb. Sooner or later, you're going to run into a word you don't know. Do not panic. In most cases, that mystery word is either going to be a conjunction or an adverb. And their positions are highly predictable. Conjunctions, they usually show up at the start of a clause. Adverbs, they're usually right before the verb or adjective they're modifying. The meaning is irrelevant. The position is determined by its function. The instruction is over. Now you will be tested. Assemble this sentence. Use the rules. Do not use a feeling. Solve it. You have 10 seconds. This is the solution. And how do we get here? Systematically. Rule 1, find the end. Gokaku shita is a verb, the only logical end to the sentence. Rule 2, find the o. Jumbi o needs a verb. Shinaide connects to it, forming the block jumbi o shinaide. Rule 6, adjective placement. Jubun na is a nai adjective ending in na, so it must go before a noun. Jubun na, jumbi. The rest just falls into place. No feeling required, just logic. Now, we need to talk. Because the excuses are over. Did you truly understand every single word in that problem? It wasn't necessary. You saw whoa. You saw a word ending in not before a noun. That's all. So stop blaming your vocabulary. It's a weak excuse. The real failure is that you are not looking. You are not analyzing. So are you still going to tell me I can't do it because the vocabulary is too difficult? Or are you going to fall back on that feeling you rely on? What even is that feeling? A divine message from the heavens? A flicker of déjà vu? Are you reading fortunes? This is not a spiritual exercise. It's a logical one. This is much closer to mathematics than it is to art. There are rules. There is evidence right there on the page. Structural failures like stacked particles are obvious, and impossible combinations like ga, ha? They mean your theory is instantly wrong. That is all there is to it. Look, even if your vocabulary is only at the N4 level, if you understand how to identify the parts of speech, if you understand how to see the structure, you can fight and win on the N1 battlefield. So stop surrendering points that you could have easily won. Stop throwing them away on some vague, unreliable feeling. The objective is not to stop thinking. The objective is to start analyzing. Do not retreat into the comfort of intuition. Use the structure. Now, go and execute.